Well, panel, gird your loins, and perhaps you can do better this time. Now let's have our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jacinto Assunto.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jacinto Assunto.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jacinto Assunto.
All right, panel, if you will, listen as I read this affidavit. I, Jacinto Assunto, was a high school teacher in New Orleans, Louisiana, until 4 years ago. My two sons had organized a Dixieland band, and when one of the members had to drop out, my sons persuaded me to fill in temporarily. The band became so successful that I gave up teaching and became a full-time musician. We are currently touring the country, playing clubs, hotels, and making appearances on television. To date, we have sold more than 1 million record albums. I am Papa Jack of the famous Dukes of Dixieland, signed Jacinto Assunto. All right, panel. These three gentlemen claim to be Papa Jack of the Dukes of Dixieland. Let's start this course examination with Ralph.
Number 2, who is Pop Settlestein?
He's a trombone player.
Number 3, where does he play?
He used to play in New Orleans.
Where?
New Orleans.
Number 1, where in New Orleans?
He played at the famous door in New Orleans. He died a couple of years ago.
Number 1, what's the award for 1 million records?
A gold record.
Number 2, what's the name of a very well-known trumpet player who owns and plays in a spot in the French Quarter in New Orleans?
Well, there's a
Very
number
famous
of them.
spot.
Bobby Coons.
Number 3, who would you say?
Trumpet player?
Yeah, most famous, perhaps, trumpet player down there in the French Quarter.
Well, I know several trumpet players, but I don't know any of them.
Owns and plays in his own place. Number 1, who would you...
Sorry, Ralph, to interrupt you. You seem to know an awful lot about the French Quarter in New Orleans.
I was going to get the Sazeracs.
All right, Julia.
Number 3, where do you expect to be playing in July?
In July? I believe we'll be in Las Vegas in July.
Number 2, who is Mercedes? Or Mercedes, I guess.
Mercedes, I believe he played banjo.
Number 1, what street is the Roosevelt Hotel on in New Orleans?
Well, just off Canal on Baronne.
Number 3, what's unusual about that famous old cemetery in New Orleans?
Which one?
What's the sea level in New Orleans?
I believe it's 7 below.
Now, that's the temperature outside. All right, Tom, to you, sir. Got any bright ideas?
Number 1, what instrument carries the lead in a Dixieland band combination?
Well, there can be 3 or 4 in the lead section.
Thanks a lot. Number 2, what is an embouchure?
An armature? An automobile?
No, I don't think he heard the...
No,
I didn't get the question.
Embouchure.
I didn't get the question.
Number 3, what is an embouchure?
An embouchure is the muscles around your lip.
Thank you. Number 1, who wrote Really the Blues?
W.C. Handy.
It's a book, number 1. Do you want to change your answer? Before you get in real trouble here.
I think Frazier wrote the book.
Number 3, who wrote Really the Blues?
I don't know.
We may never find out. Betty White, your turn.
Thanks for nothing. Number 1, who was Homer Roadheaver?
Don't know him.
Who was Homer Roadheaver, number 2? Number
Never
3?
heard of him.
Before their time.
Number 3. All right, Delmore, I'll get in with you. Number 3, who is the publicity director at the Round Table?
I don't know.
Number 1, who is the publicity director?
Nope.
Number
Never
3
met
was
him.
Martin Denny.
Would you repeat
Who?
that?
Martin Denny.
No, this is to number 3, sir.
Martin Denny?
Martin Denny.
I think he has a combo right now.
That was a great round. All right, it's time now to, I'll ring it a lot of times so you know it's time to vote. Without consultation, if you'll mark your ballots, please. All right, and if you're playing along at home, just kind of calculate who you would choose. And now it's your turn, Betty White, to tell us for whom you have voted.
I'm only going to be wrong once this time. I'm not going to tell you who my hunch was. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going for number 3 because he knew what an armature, he knew what that was that Tom asked.
Ralph?
Number 3, he was my hunch, and he seemed to have all the information readily at hand.
Julia?
Yes, I'm going to vote for number 3, too, because I read where the Dukes of Dixieland are going to play this summer, and also he has a real New Orleans accent. As if
Tom?
I knew.
I'll vote for number 3, too, Sonny. Who do you vote for?
Well, either this is going to be a grand round or it's going to be a real bad one. I'll tell you what, it's time now. All the votes are in. The minds are made up. It's time now to find out which is the real Papa Jack. And gentlemen, would you all stand and pick up your trombones? All right, everybody ready? Here we go. And the 1, and the 2, and the 3, and the... Hey! Well, let's find out who your 2 sidemen were, Papa Jack. Number 1, who are you really?
My name is Jesse Beasley. I'm a writer and editor with Vision Incorporated, a publishing and management services firm.
And I presume you're better at that than at the trombone, too. Number 2, who are you really?
My name is Rudolph Hatterer. I sell and install burglar and fire alarms in homes and business places.
Judy, you have a puzzled look on your face. What's wrong?
No, nothing. No,
All right. I just don't want to leave any puzzled looks on. Well, gentlemen, there have been no incorrect votes, but we want to thank you very, very much for being here. And on your way out, there's a carton of Marlboro cigarettes for each of you. Thank you, and good luck to you all. Panel, you've either been striking out or hitting home runs. This is the rubber match coming up. Let's have